Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video response to the one and only me, Mr. Mayo, aka Mr. Beatles Maniac, as I like to call him. This is a response to his 5,000 subscribers contest. First and foremost, man, congratulations on the 5,000 subs. I mean, that is a huge milestone. And here's to your next 5,000 as well. Yeah, let me kind of jump right into it because I know you wanted to keep this video very, very short, but I wanted to make sure I paid my respects to me, Mr. Mayo. So yeah, he wanted us to try to keep this to about 5 or 6 minutes, kind of do a quick response, but it's 10 questions, so I'm going to have to kind of really blaze through this. So let's start my official 5 to 6 minute count right now. How long have I watched your channel? I've been a subscriber pretty much since you started in the VC. I know you've been in the VC for a while, and before it was kind of as big and as widespread as it is now, I think we all kind of knew each other a little more because there wasn't like as many of us. So yeah, I've been a sub and been a part of your channel since the day you started. What type of videos do I like the best, or what type do I not care for? The ones I think I like the best are, since you are not only a vinyl record and music collector, but you also kind of are even on a deeper level because you have this specific obsession with the Beatles that takes you even deeper into the crazy world of collecting. So the videos that I really like by you are the ones where you share thoughts and ideas on that deeper world of collecting. Maybe not necessarily the Beatles, but when you've just spoken about, different questions and pondering things and things like that. You've actually done a few of those videos where you weren't doing a thread or anything, but it actually made me want to do a response because I was just so captured by, another collector talking about those deeper collecting questions, issues, or things you deal with, whatever. So I love those videos that you do like that. Ones I probably don't care for as much, or I would put more so don't connect with as much. There's nothing I hate. But those would probably be the ones that, since as far as being a Beatles fan, I'm more of I think the Beatles are just another average band, that has some decent songs. So music-wise, I'm not that huge Beatles maniac. Now, the band themselves, biggest thing ever happened to rock and roll. I mean, perfect band, perfect music, perfect time. I mean, the biggest thing. But just music-wise, I'm not a, huge Beatles fan. So the ones I probably don't connect with much video-wise are the ones where you really start getting deep into your Beatles stuff, where you have like all that rare and bootleg and live and all that type of stuff. Just something I don't connect with as much. So that'd be my answer on that one. Why don't I like the Beatles, or if I do like the Beatles, show the 3 favorite albums. And I just kind of answer that. I mean, I'm kind of in that middle section. But so my 3 favorite albums was playing in the background. You got Rubber Soul, Playing Just For You. Next, I would have to say Sgt. Pepper's, of course. And then this is also kind of a perfect Beatles album for me. One, because again, most of the stuff I like by them is the basic mainstream that everyone kind of knows, and that album pretty much sums it up. 5 favorite albums of all time. Now, of course, I could pick a million different things, so I just thought about that question. I said the first 5 fantastic albums that come to mind, grab them. And these are the 5 that came to mind. Ask me 2 minutes from now, there'll probably be 5 different ones. But Godsmack, Awake, love that album. This or their first album would have worked for that for me. Black Sabbath, Paranoid, another classic. Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. This was the first album that brought me to Iron Maiden, so that's always going to hold a special place for me. Love every song from front to back on that one. Neil Young, Comes a Time. Beautiful album. One of the best side ones, I think, of any album. And of course, Houdini, Escape. One of the best rap/hip-hop albums of all time. And again, there's so many albums I could have pulled into that, but those are the 5 that I chose just right that split second. Most prized piece in my collection, if my house was burning down right now, I would save either my black box that has some of my more prized possessions in as far as vinyl, or most likely I would go with I'll count David Bowie is what I would save. So I would say my David Bowie box set. I love those box sets. I think they're beautiful. Least favorite album by your favorite artist. Like I said, Godsmack 1 and 2, those two albums are two of my favorite albums. Can never get tired of listening to those. And 1000 Horsepower was just nowhere near the level of those two albums. I mean, a decent album, but yeah, comparing it to those first two, very, very disappointing on that album. Favorite album cover. I could have picked Avalon by Roxy Music for the same reasons that I'm actually picking Smashing Pumpkins' Melancholy Infinite Sadness. This album cover, just like the Roxy, gives me the creeps when I'm listening to the album. And I don't know what it is about the way the music connects with me emotionally with the artwork. But this is definitely one I would have to say is a favorite because of just how moving it is. So that'd be my pick for that. A terrible album cover. I'm going to go with Scorpions Virgin Killers. As you can see, that's a very, very tasteless album cover, which makes it terrible and at the same time makes it totally genius in terms of what the Scorpions do with a lot of their artwork. But I'll use that as my terrible album cover. Favorite decade of music and worst decade of music. That's pretty easy. For my favorite, I don't even need a decade. Just give me 82 to 89 or so. Now again, I'm leaving out a bunch of stuff in the 60s and all of that, but I'm just like, that time period was just the last great time period in pop culture in my mind. So that's why I picked that. Worst decade, I would say right now, 2007 to 2017, one of the crappiest times in pop culture in my opinion. Again, there's some decent stuff in there, but you kind of have to seek it out a little more. But yeah, overall, I mean, I'm just glad this isn't the crap in terms of movies and music that I had to grow up on. And the last question, would I want to see more from your channel in 2018? I would say the same thing I said about, what I really liked about your videos. I would love to see you do more videos where you're talking about and kind of connecting on the levels of just being a collector. I love those videos so much by you. Every time you've done one, it's always been something that's been really stimulating to me. So I would love to see more of those. So there you go. I think I kept that to about 6.5 minutes, not including the intro. So again, congratulations, man. I hope you have a great success on the contest, and take care of yourself. So here's to me, Mr. Mayo.